Hello again, YouTube. It's Melissa, and twice in 1 week, 2 videos in 1 week. I'm on a roll. So this is week 108 post-op and week 13 in maintenance. I always have to stop and think about it. I should write this down. I really should. So last week I was hovering around 152, and this week I'm still hovering around 152. Thus maintenance, I guess. I am totally fine with that. I originally was thinking that I wanted to go kind of get down to 145-ish, somewhere in there, and have a little bit of a balance where my original goal was 150. But honestly, I am totally fine with where I'm at right now. I'm comfortable in a size 5. I'm comfortable in the low 150s. I'm just good with it. And I've gotten over my almost obsessiveness with the scale. There are days that I forget to weigh in. Now, a couple of videos ago, I had said I was going to try to weigh in just once a week because I had watched Casey Quinn's video, and what she said really hit home with me. And I realized that it is a mental obsession. It's not because I physically need to get on the scale to make sure that I'm still losing because my body is unhealthy. It's mental now. So I had originally said that I was going to try to only weigh in once a week, and then maybe stretch it out to every 2 weeks, and then maybe once a month. I can't do it. Maybe I could. I suppose I could. I mean, if I'm capable of losing 116 pounds, I'm capable of not stepping on a scale for a week. I get that. But I think that it has become so routine and so habit that some days I don't even think about it. I get up and I go, I get up first thing in the morning, I go to the bathroom, and then I get on the scale. It's just been the way it has been for 2 years now. So it's almost like this, I don't know, a crazy habit that I have to break. And I don't even know why I need to break it. The scale doesn't dictate to me, and it does not determine or define my day, what kind of day I have. So whether the scale says 155 or 150, does not determine how my day goes. I don't get stressed out. I don't get upset over it. It makes me aware of it. And I actually had this conversation with my primary care provider, who happens to be a very good friend of mine too. And she had gastric bypass surgery in May of last year, and she's lost 116 pounds as well. It was so weird. We didn't know each other when we had our surgeries originally. She was not my primary care provider when I went to have my 6 months of physician supervised visits or whatever. So we met after the fact, and she started at 266 as well. So we kind of had we just had different kind of surgeries. What in the heck is going on? My hair keeps getting caught in my sweater. So anyway, we were having this conversation about this whole scale thing. And she said to me, and I thought this was just genius, there's a healthy awareness about our weight for those of us who have been fat or been overweight or who have been morbidly obese. There's a healthy awareness about the scale. You never want to get to the point where you get on the scale. For example, my goal weight was 150 pounds, okay? And I got there. So now it would be easy for me to become complacent and say, oh, I made it to goal, everything's fine, I'm all done, I don't have any more work to do. So anyway, she was saying, when we were talking about this, she said, it would be easy for me to gain 4 pounds, okay, I'm at 154. So 150 is okay, so 154 is okay. Well, if 154 is okay, 158 is okay. And if 158 is okay, 162 is okay. So you get the point. The healthy level of awareness about the number is what we need to have. We need to keep ourselves in check because we didn't get to be morbidly obese by eating salads or by sitting on the couch. We didn't get to that point. So that level of being aware of what your number is and keeping that in check is good. However, being obsessive about it, allowing it to define you as a person, allowing it to define your day or determine your mood is not healthy. And that's where the difference lies. That's where you need to make sure that you're mentally in check and that you are aware of your accomplishments to this point and how to stay on that track. So anyway, that's my little soapbox chat about the scale and staying in my maintenance zone or whatever. So what else? I made a list. Hold on, let me see. What did I do with that? Oh, so kind of going in with this whole like talk about the healthy level of awareness. I watched this show. I just found it. It was kind of odd, but I don't know how long it's been on. It's on MTV, which I never watched. I'm 31 years old. I'm over the whole MTV thing. Like, I'm so beyond that. But I happened to be flipping through and I saw, or I was on the guide. You know, I don't know if you guys have it or not, but there's a guide button on my remote. So I was looking through and there was a show called I Used to Be Fat on MTV. And it's kids that are going off. I say kids. Gosh, I am showing my age today. Kids that are going off to college, and the summer before they go to college, they want to lose weight. So MTV, I guess, or whoever, sends them on a trainer for 100 days or however long it is. So I watched this one today, and it was a boy named Josh, and he is 18. And in the beginning of the show, he was saying how awesome it will be when he's able to say, I used to be fat. And that just, I started to get teary-eyed. I hadn't even watched his story yet, but I started to get teary-eyed thinking, how cool is that? Like, that this 18-year-old kid could say something so prophetic about what's about to happen to him, which he didn't know at that point, but it really, really got me right in the gut that is really cool. That is amazing that I can stand here and say, I used to be fat. So, I don't know why that show, I watched his show and his episode I cried. Oh, he looks fantastic. I don't know if you can watch it online. I don't know. Like I said, I just found it. But it was just incredible. And I was so impressed. This kid lost 117 pounds in 4 months. 117 pounds in 110 days. I lost 116 in a year. So, he just blows my mind. He's awesome. So, anyway, so that was my little I used to be fat plug. And there was something else about that I was going to tell you. Oh my gosh. This video is already 7.5 minutes. I'm probably going to have to make another one. So real quick, okay. I have been talking about my mom and all the stuff that's been going on. She got in a near fatal car accident July 7th of this year, 3 months ago. And prior to that, my mom, okay, when I had my weight loss surgery, when I had the lap band done, my mother was the biggest opponent to that. I can remember the day of my surgery, her standing beside my bed saying, don't do this. We'll find something else. We'll find another way, but don't do this. And I kept saying to her, Mom, I have done everything else. There is nowhere else for me to go. And for those of you who are watching this for the first time, who are pre-op or just beginning your journey, well, if you've just begun your journey, this doesn't really apply to you, but those of you who are pre-op, do not take this surgery lightly. It is not the easy way out. If you have any misconception in your mind that this is easy, and I think all of us to some degree had a preconceived notion that with this surgery it would be easier. Okay, it is easier. We have a band that helps us to control our portions, but you can eat your way around that band all day long if you want to. It is not a fix-all. Get your head straight first. So, and this is going to play into something else I wanted to talk about, but hopefully this is not going to be a 25-minute video. So, anyway, my mom was like totally freaking out. I think it was just her maternal instinct wanting to take care of me and just worried about me and whatever. So, I had my surgery September 17th, 2009. December 16th, 2010, my mom had weight loss surgery. My mother got the lap band. She watched me. And my mom, I believe, and I don't know that this is true, we've never had this conversation, I'm just basing this upon her actions. I don't think my mother ever got the rules, okay? I don't think she ever got it. I don't think mentally she was there. She watched me lose weight. And I would tell her, you know, what I was eating, what I was doing. And to her, I think it sounded easy. I think she thought, Melissa's never been able to lose weight before. You know, she's never stuck to anything. They've always called me the 2-week wonder. I've always stuck to things for 2 weeks, and then that was it. And so anyway, I think she saw me losing and really believed that this was just going to be easy. So she went to my surgeon, and she got lap band surgery on December 16th, 2010. So now fast forward, between December 16th and July 7th, 2011, she had lost maybe 12 pounds total. And this is a woman who would call me and say, you know, the book says you're not supposed to eat grapes. Can I eat grapes? And I'd say, Mom, if you want to eat a grape, try a grape. But just be very careful and chew very well. So, or she'd say, well, what about blueberries or whatever? And those are things, and I don't know what your doctor, follow what your doctors tell you to do. But my doctor has kind of given me a little bit of leeway on those things. If you want to try it, then try it, but you need to be extraordinarily careful. So anyway, she calls me one day and asks me about grapes and blueberries. The next day we're going out shopping, and, or just for her, I don't even know where we were going. I think we were going, but it doesn't matter. We were running errands. And she stops at Dunkin' Donuts and gets jelly donut holes. You're worried about grapes, but you're not worried about the jelly donuts? Seriously? And I said that to her. And she said, well, they go down easy. Well, of course they go down. They're crap. Don't eat crap. You got to be morbidly obese from eating crap. Don't eat that. Don't worry about the grapes. Eat the freaking grapes. Don't eat the crap. Okay, so anyway, having a Wendy moment apparently. The little old lady moment. So she had her surgery. Then she got in a severe car accident on July 7th. And though her band was not damaged and the band did not damage her stomach, she did have severe internal injuries. She lost 2 feet of her intestine and half of her colon. Both legs were broke, bones exposed. This is kind of gruesome. I apologize for those of you. Fast forward if you can. Left ankle was nearly amputated. The skin was intact, but the bone part of it was nearly amputated. And her left kneecap was destroyed. All of her abdominal muscles were destroyed. So she has had a lot of surgeries at this point. And one of the very first surgeries, and on the plane, apparently she was still fairly conscious during the life flight to the hospital. And the pilot and the doctors and the nurses and everybody said that one of the first things she said to them was, don't take my lap band out, leave it in there, because I'm going to need it when I'm done. And they kept telling her, don't worry about it, okay? Well, if you need it after you're recovered, we can put it back in. So they did take it out, and she was unconscious in a medication-induced coma, I guess, for 10 days. So when she came around, she didn't realize that her band had been taken out. And during the time that she was out is when I hit goal. During the stress of her accident caused my band to tighten so much that I could not swallow water. And so I went to my surgeon and he removed 1 cc, and then I had no restriction, and that's all part of the other videos, and I will go into questions about that if you want me to, but for the purposes of this now 13-minute long video, I hit my goal, and it was bittersweet. Because every time I went to one of my appointments, I would call my mom. I'm not going to cry. I'm going to try not to cry. I would call my mom and tell her, oh, I lost 10 pounds, or I lost 15 pounds in the last 6 weeks. And I would tell her what my weight was. The day that I hit goal was a week to the day after her accident. And I was in the surgeon's office. And the only thing I wanted to do was call my mom. Oh boy, sorry. I wanted to tell her that I hit goal. Because she kept saying that when I hit goal, we would celebrate. Oh, I'm so sorry. This has been a hard 3 months. That we were going to celebrate. And I couldn't call her because she was unconscious. I'm really sorry. This is not the intent of my video. So, anyway. Oh, I am so sorry for this. My mom, I had my unfill and I hit goal on July 14th. on July 16th. Now, July 15th, they told us that they thought maybe that she had brain damage, and that when she eventually did wake up, that she probably would not be the same person. We were terrified. And the 16th, they pulled back on her sedatives, and it was the same sedative that Michael Jackson died on, I guess, propanol. And so when they pulled back on it, she did wake up, and she was more alert when we got to the hospital that morning, and she looked right at me. I was so excited. I went outside and called my husband, and I said, "You're not going to believe this, babe, but she's aware. She's looking directly at me. She's not talking, she's not saying anything, but she's looking at me." So I went in, after I got home with him, I walked back to the room, and my primary care, who's also friends with my mom, was standing on one side of her bed, and my dad was standing on the other side. And I walked in and stood at the foot of the bed just to look at her eyes awake and open. And Bunny, which is my primary care doctor, said to my mom, "Your daughter hit her goal weight 2 days ago." And my mom just turned her head and she looked at me and she said, "I am so proud of you." Just that. She said, "I knew you would do it." Those were the first words I heard out of my mom's mouth. So, I'm so sorry. This video is ridiculously long, and now it's all sad. So, that was super duper, amazing, and that's given me the drive and the ambition and the motivation to keep pushing, not only for myself and for my children and for my husband and just for my life in general, and because of the way that I feel and the way that I look and the way that my clothes look on my body, but for my mom too, because she's overcoming so much right now. She wanted that lap band so bad because she wanted to change her life, and now she has lost weight. She's down 40 pounds, but it has nothing to do with the lap band. It's because of everything that she's going through in the hospital, and that's a whole nother video. So, I'm going to end this right now, and I will probably make another video in just a little bit to finish all the other stuff that I wanted to talk about. And I apologize for a 17-minute long video, and I hope that if you got to this far in the video, thank you. Thank you very much. I love you guys, and I will talk to you in a little while once I clean myself up and get my notes together. Okay? Bye, guys.